Enough to play for two great fan bases. You look at New Orleans Saints. I went to my first Saints game this past year. It was a Monday night game. It was rocking. I'm talking about from as a fan perspective. You out there in like the little courtyard. They dance and they got the live concert going. It was crazy. But now you get to the New York fan base. You got guys like Gary V intensely watching the Jets. You got other people intensely.
My guy, Gary V.
Okay, yeah, you intensely watching the Jets and things like that. Any difference between the fan base to where maybe you like one more, or maybe they just the attitude, or maybe just the experience at the game day? What's been the difference so far?
I definitely got crazy love for New Orleans, man. Just because I feel like they took me in. They took me in as one of their own. You know what I'm saying? When I was considered a nobody, like they, I made some players for them, man, and now like we family forever. I remember when I did sign in New York. I felt like the New York fans realized that they were going to love me just because of the way that New Orleans was, how sad they was, and it wasn't like a signing to where they was New Orleans sad, like, man, we're gonna miss you, and it was all love. And to the New York fan base, man, I love them. I remember I remember complaining about my Pro Bowl votes, and all it took was a tweet. You know what I'm saying? And that tweet helped me lead the fan voting. And of course, I had to get voted in by the players and the coaches with the Pro Bowl, because I actually won all three case scenarios. Like, I won the fan vote, the player vote, and the coaches vote. Um, so, man, the New York fans, man, and the crazy thing is, like, you just be surprised how many New York fans it is all around the world. Because, it did, I believe, I forgot exactly which city, it was in Long Island. So, a lot of, actually people from New York, us and the Giants play in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to get that out there. But like, I was just like, even just walk, you can be in a different city or a different state, and you be like, man, you meet somebody and they like, I'd be surprised like how much people do remember me, and I just be like, man, I'm just a special teamer. But they be like, man, you play for New York Jets, man, like, and like, it's just respect and it's all love, man. So definitely, I wouldn't choose between neither, because I definitely got equal love for them both. I feel like both of them took me in and embraced me as their own, and have both showed me nothing but love.
What's one memorable moment from your time with the Jets so far?
My one memorable moment, a moment I won't ever forget, it was actually like not too far from here, downtown in my hometown in Cleveland, Ohio. I believe it was September 18th, something like that, or around then. And we were down by 7, and it was special team time, and my boy Will Park, shout out to Will. He's like, man, Hardee, I'm about to go smack his ass. Go get the ball. Like, those are literally his words. Like, I'm about to go hit him. That was definitely my best moment, as a Jet, just because we got to win. That was a crazy win. It was a win that I know my city won't ever forget, and just for me to be a hometown kid, and, for me to have that moment. I remember when, Caesar Shorts caught a game-winning touchdown pass on the Brown back years ago. And, so just for me to have my moment, and, special teams guys rarely have their moments. I made a dude fumble on a punt that I got a tackle on, but his the Browns guy recovered it, but nobody ever even talks about it or even notices it, because we didn't even get the ball back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I was like, man, that was my moment, man. Like, if we had got that, man, we'd get back and score. But it didn't happen that way. It didn't count. I even tried to get my statistic. They didn't give it to me. But for me to, get that onside recovery kick, man, was everything. Because when I seen my family after, like, we just laughed, and, and we just, like, they just loved on me, just because they, like, it was a moment for all of them, just because, they wasn't, had Jet stuff on, and, stadium full of Browns fans, and you know it's all love. So once all the Browns fans realized that I was from Cleveland, you know, people weren't as mad, but they give me stuff every time they see me now.